Bad luck again, but there's no shame in dying. Everyone does it. You still have a job to do, but if you want to learn anything more from me, now's the time. And I'm sure we'll end up seeing more of each other before you're through. It's hard to tell when it happens, but I know that luck is affecting what you see and do. Think how different it could be if you were more or less lucky. There's a surprising amount of joy in a country that's so depressed. It just goes to show that people can find light in the deepest darkness. Death isn't as bad as you thought, maybe. It's not like this for everyone, you know. You haven't earned your freedom yet. Don't be so impatient, though. Haven't you ever heard that it's about the journey, not the destination? Do you think people are trapped in this country, shackled to the land? Or trapped by this country, perhaps, seduced into believing it has all that they need and that none will ever be better? Go on your way, Seeker. I'm sure we'll meet at least once more. Think about what we've discussed, and good luck on the rest of your task.
There's something wrong about this lonely farmhouse. The cows have unusual rain over the porch, and the open door shows a cow lying in the empty parlor. The flower boxes are still well tended, though. There's outgoing mail in the box. The moment you step inside the fence, an old woman screams,
Hey! Hey! This is private property!
You quickly realize that the sound is coming from under the porch. Indeed, you can see her hollering at you through the slats of the steps. You can see a parlor set up in the basin under the porch. A flowery armchair, a rug, and a little lacquered table.
This is an inhabited home!
The old lady barks.
The cows live upstairs and I live down here.
Above, a cow thumps its hoof. She twitches and startles. Her whole face melts.
Thank you.
She sobs.
Thank you.
With a sharp stick, you carefully urge the 3 cows inside the parlor to exit. Soon the place is completely empty, except for the manure. She still kisses the floorboards in gratitude.
I didn't want to tell anyone. They kept me trapped down there for weeks. I had to sneak out one piece of furniture at a time. At night.
She rushes to lock all the doors.
It was a mutiny. It won't happen again.
Over a shared, crusty loaf of bread, the farmer notices you looking at a prominent, tattered scarecrow in the field.
Oh, you like old Barney?
He asks.
You and Sheriff Hayes would get along then. You don't much like my little effigy, nor the fella it's based on. Sheriff kept running him out of the barns where he spent the night. Old Barney never hurt nobody. Just a hermit like. Got so spooked he done ran off, leaving just the clothes we gave him. Sheriff Hayes was a happier man from then on, except when he comes by and sees my scarecrow. Doesn't never look at it.
The corn shuffles in the wind, whispering to you. Or is it the scarecrow? The barn and silo have seen better days. One big storm might bring the whole structure down. A man hollers.
Ken? Ken?
I know you're here, boy! He sees you and lopes across the field toward you. You seen a boy around? About 14? He sighs. My boy is missing. I haven't seen him since last night. He swallows. He ain't the type to run off, neither. Can you spare a minute to help look? I'm worried sick. Interior of the barn is dim, even with the great doors thrown open. You check the animal stalls, but find nothing. As you look up to the loft, you spot a gap in the roof. A bit of cloth hangs down. Perhaps a shirt. You climb the ladder and make your way across the roof. A trail of empty beer bottles leads you past a discarded shirt and to the base of the silo. You climb up. There's a hole in the silo roof, a rupture where rotten wood gave way under something large. You maneuver your way along the edge, keeping your weight off the rotted panels. You poke your head inside. He's there, half submerged in the grain. He's been dead for half a day at least. The man's waiting at the bottom of the barn ladder. Anything? There's a spark of hope in his eyes. He chokes back a sob. I told him not to go up there. I told him. He looks up at the tower, then turns to you, tears tracking down his grimy cheeks. Why didn't he listen? Here, can you find her? His voice is soft, cooing. He's lowered himself down so that his head is level with the two blonde-topped boys next to him. Can you find Grandma? They're pulling ears of corn off stalks with uncommon gentleness. There she is. He points to a specific cob. It's enormous, but otherwise unexceptional. We gave her back to the corn, and now the corn has given her back to us. One of the boys, awed, reaches out with a reverent hand to touch the cob. This one's not for eating, the man continues. No. This one we keep. Come on, boys. We better get home before dinner time. Harvest starts tomorrow. He turns to lead his children back towards where you're standing. You don't really say anything. You're just interrupted by the sight of the man's face, a subtle hole under his eye socket. I didn't
see you there.
The wormy body of a stock borer crawls out of his skull.
You'd best be moving on, Drifter.
Stacks of suitcases grind the parked Model A deeper into the dirt. An extended family inside defies the carrying capacity of the vehicle. The driver leans out the window. Want this? He swings a violin around by its neck. 10 bits. We need it for gas. You hear a muffled pounding from somewhere within the car. 6 bits, then. We need it for gas. The pounding becomes frantic. The back door breaks open, and a girl crawls over the laps of dusty bodies.
Don't you dare! That belongs to Louise Ames,
She shouts at you.
Louise Ames!
She's dragged back into the writhing nest of limbs, and the door slams shut. On your way, the driver tells you. You go. A woman waits while a man in a truck fills 2 of her buckets with scoops of whitish powder from a bin. She sees you staring.
Want to make some cash?
She calls. She takes you up the drive to her farmhouse, where her son and daughter are mixing something in a metal barrel.
Locust bait,
She says.
poison. The town bought enough for everyone, but we gotta mix it ourselves.
She'll pay you to help. You use a broom handle to mix the poison with bran. The teens watch from the porch, faces frozen in distrustful scowls. Their mother pays you well, but later in the day you feel lightheaded, tingling pins and needles all over. You feel only a little better after you vomit. Timber! You hear the splintering crack of old growth breaking. A tall, broad man looms in the clearing. He casts a shadow almost as long as the trees. A handful of other men gaze at him with admiration. A slate-blue bull stands to the side, slowly chewing on a patch of grass. "God damn!" shouts the second largest man, scratches his beard. "Come on, stranger, give it a shot. Try your arm against old Paul here." He gestures to an axe lying atop a jagged stump. A couple laughs flow through the crowd. You strike out at a reedy spruce. The axe thwacks into the trunk and roots there. You wrench it out and swing again. Your rhythm is shattered by wood splintering. Your opponent has just cut through two thick evergreens growing close together in one fluid movement. Thwack, thunk, thwack. The huge lumberjack is cutting a circle around you, barely stopping to let one tree fall before he strikes another. The bearded man shakes his head, watching with amusement. Another lumberjack claps him on the shoulder. At last, your tree falls. The bearded man steps forward and shakes your hand. "Don't feel bad. No one can match him. I'm not even sure he's human." He looks at the woodcutter, now scratching the ox's ears. "You gave it your best. That counts for something." The creature looms in an evergreen clearing, blood spattered around its maw, one enormous paw still buried in the flesh of the man sprawled beneath it. The grizzly spots you. Even at this distance, you can see its yellowed fangs. Slowly, deliberately, it begins to advance on you. A knot in the trunk gives you a handhold, and you haul yourself up to the safety of the branches. The grizzly circles your tree several times, but makes no move to climb it. Eventually satisfied you pose no threat, it wanders off. You are alone with the dead man. Beneath the terror of his final expression lurks surprise. The bear will return, or else the crows will take him. He belongs to the earth now. A branch snaps. Your pulse jumps. The forest does not want you here. For hours now, you've seen it circling overhead. Its wings cutting across the sliver of sky you can see framed by the crowns of vast redwoods. But it's gotten closer. The cry that echoed from afar now seems dangerously near. And suddenly, the eagle swoops down, claws splayed before it, wings spreading into a crescent of knife-sharp feathers. It dives at you like a bomber biplane, body contracting into a bullet racing groundward. You tell yourself you won't flinch. Something soft and incredibly fast brushes against your face. When you open your eyes, the eagle is climbing toward the sky already. A little forest mouse caught in one claw, wrinkled tail flapping in the wind.